Hey folks, it's John Peniel here of the John Peniel Show. Welcome back. Another beautiful day here on the South Hill of Spokane, Washington. Okay, so I'm going to continue on discussing things along the similar line which I've been discussing the past couple days. I've been talking about how to basically love yourself more. And one of the hindrances to self-love is a little thing, a four-letter word called, I have to count it in my head, make sure it's 4 letters. Yeah, it's fear. And this is something that we all go through. We all go through the fear of all kinds, and there's many different kinds of fear. And if you can overcome the fear, you can really, really evolve your soul, evolve your consciousness, and spread out. You can really fill yourself out. Now, another way of putting it is you can really expand yourself to being what you're meant to be here on this earth. So, fear is something that is part of the human experience. And you're not wrong or a bad person for having fear, for feeling fear. It's very understandable. We live in a very low vibrating, low consciousness planet. But that's changing as we speak, though, by the way. We're changing from the old earth, old heaven, into transitioning to a new earth, new heaven, otherwise known as the 5D realm, 5-dimensional realm. So that's happening now as we speak. The Mashiach, the Messiah, is about to appear. The Messianic age is about to begin. And all the old things which have kept humanity back are disappearing. And one of those things is the fear. So, as I was saying in previous broadcasts, you want to spend at least 5 minutes a day in the beginning of your day doing conscious breath work. You're breathing into your nose, breathing out your mouth, and just be aware of the presence that's inside of you, the presence of your soul, your spirit. And you want to let go of things. You want to let go of thoughts and lower thoughts. So you get into your sacred space, basically. And you want to consciously work through your fears. You might have some fears that just kind of crop up as you're doing your breathing exercise in the morning. And, what do you do when that happens? Well, you don't want to push it aside because that will just aggravate it. But you don't accept it either. You just kind of just let it just do its thing. You don't feed it. And just kind of let it drop off. Because fear needs food. Fear feeds on more fear. So you don't fear the fear. That'd make a good rock song. Don't fear the fear. Oops. Wait a minute. I think there's already a song, classic 70s rock song called Don't Fear the Reaper. Okay. All right. That's corny. Forget that I said that. But anyway... You want to use humor. See, I use humor a lot. I'm very corny, but that's how I work through my fear. You want to make light of life. That's another good thing. You want to just kind of put yourself in the mindset of being very light. Put yourself in humorous mode. Just kind of make jokes throughout the day. If you start feeling weighed down by anxieties or whatever, that's another good thing. You don't want to overdo it, though. You want to maintain a balance of being light, of just being jokey and being serious. You don't want to be too jokey and you don't want to be too serious. You want to have a balance. That's what it's all about. It's being balanced. So that's what you can do. When in the morning in your 5 minutes of sacred space, sacred breathing. And at the 5 minutes at the end of the day before you fall asleep is, you can speak to your soul and say, soul, I love you. You're my real self. And just kind of just like almost command your soul to take full presence. Allow your soul to take full presence inside of you as you're doing your sacred breath work, as you're focusing in on your soul and on the God who made your soul. If you don't believe in God, you can just focus on your soul. You know, the soul is sacred. The whole point is to have a feeling of sacredness. That's the whole point. And along down the road, maybe you'll come into a belief of a transcendent creator, or maybe you won't. The whole thing is that at least you're starting the journey of 1,000 miles with a single step, and you're loving your soul, and that's a very godly thing to do, whether you believe in God or not. I don't want to like preach or anything. I'm not a preacher. You know, I'm not here to preach or bring judgment, judgmental thoughts or anything like that. That's not my point. I'm here to help lift people up. So I hope that helps. So using humor is a good way to stay out of fear. Don't feed the fear. You're going to get fearful thoughts throughout the day. Just don't feed on it. Just instead focus on the presence of your soul, your spirit, of the goodness that resides within you, and stay in your highest joy from moment to moment. In the present, by the way, you stay in the present. You don't live in the future. You don't live in the past. Because if you live in the past, that's where fears and anxieties come, regrets. If you live in the future, you'll get a lot of fear. That doesn't mean that you don't think of the future. It doesn't mean you don't plan for the future. Of course you plan for the future. But you don't live in the future. If you know what you live spontaneously in the moment, in the present. That's the whole point. That's one of the keys to happiness as a human being. And you want to stay away from people who live in fear. You don't ignore them. You don't give your power away to these people. You don't, you limit your time with them. If you have to be around them because of constraint, then, it's again, you don't have any other choice. Then what you can do is you can shield yourself. Shield yourself with the light of God, with that golden light. Imagine a golden light surrounding you. And it's the golden light which protects you. It protects your energy field. And it fills you up. And you want to constantly do that throughout the day. Just kind of recharge your light energy field. That helps. And you're going to constantly be around people who are in a very negative, low vibing sort of mentality. So you do the best that you can do by shielding yourself in light, by living in your highest joy from moment to moment. Don't let anybody bring down your joy. Because if you do that, you're giving your power away. No one can take your power away from you, by the way. That's the good news. No one. If you feel like your power has been taken away, guess what? It was you that gave it away, whether you consciously gave it away or unconsciously gave it away. So you want to be as conscious as possible. And that's why I stress that living in the moment, living in the present, which is living consciously, and conscious breath work. Okay, folks, I hope that helps. So I wish you a wonderful day, and God bless, shalom, and namaste.